Hello and welcome to Living Right with Chris. My name is Chris Iswekin, and I want to welcome you all to the month of May. So last month we focused on the growth mindset, how we can cultivate a growth mindset, and we did learn that the human mind exists in dual states: the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. And we said that the conscious mind programs the subconscious mind. And then the subconscious mind determines our outcome. It determines who we are. And the the vehicle for which the conscious mind programs the subconscious mind is the vehicle of words. That means the conscious mind programs the subconscious mind through words, because the words that we speak or we hear and internalize are like codes that runs the program of the subconscious mind. So what that means is that uh, we can actually determine, you know, our outcome, who we want to be, by carefully selecting through the words that we hear or the words that we speak into our subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is so powerful to the point that it determines who we are, and we cannot control that, in the sense that it's already been programmed to run the way it does. But we can control the subconscious mind in the sense that we are the one that writes the program. So we can carefully select the the codes, right, for which we want to impute into our subconscious mind so that we can get a desired outcome. But that is not the case for many of us. And one way for which we just send codes into our subconscious mind without carefully determining, you know, the kind of outcome that we want is in the place of complaining and blaming. You see, when we complain of maybe a negative experience or situations around us, or we blame others for them, what we are doing is that we are taking the easy way out. What complaining does is that it does not allow our subconscious mind the ability to problem solve. Complaining does not seek problem. Complaining is just lamenting about obvious things that are happening around you without carefully thinking through a solution for such problem. And when we blame others, it's the same thing. We're trying to shift the focus from us to others, that we cannot, you know, be responsible for what's happening to us because other persons, are responsible for it. No, that keeps you in a state where you feel helpless. And that is the kind of program you are putting into your subconscious mind to make it feel helpless, concerning situations of your life. And then it cannot, begin to think of problem solving, right? Instead, to just rest on the fact that, oh, I cannot help this, and then you are lamenting. So that's what complaining, you know, and blaming others does to us. So for this month of May, our focus will be on a no blaming and no complaining. It's like a challenge we're taking for this month, a challenge that would help us, after the month, live a life where we take responsibility for everything that happen around us, and then we begin to modify them to, the negative things that happen, begin to modify them and create the positivity out of negative situations, and then send that positive programming into our subconscious mind that help us live a positive life. So the rule for this month is simple. It is: do not blame or complain for any reason, not just by saying it aloud, even in your head, in your thoughts. Do not complain or blame for any reason. So anytime that we complain or blame somebody, we're actually shooting ourselves in the foot. So when you find yourself slip into complaining this month or blaming someone for this month, you tell yourself, stop, do not blame, do not complain, and then rephrase that your statement to be positive. The statement of complaint, rephrase it to be positive. So, what do you do when you complain? Of course, we will sleep. What do we then do when we complain? So, if we think or say a complaint, then we need to propose a solution immediately, or we reframe it in a positive light. This way, it is no longer a complaint, it is us simply stating a problem and then attempting to find a solution to it. That is what the trust for our focus for this month is about. I'll give you an example of complaints that we make, and then how we can rephrase, or uh, take out the positive from such statements. For example, um, when people complain, oh, the economy is bad, people cannot eat, everything is just so dry. These are complaints, right? Or we say, oh, why is the traffic so horrible today? Or we could say, oh God, why are people so unreasonable? When we have encounter with people that are not really lovely encounters. Or we could say, oh, I just stumbled on something. Who kept this thing here? It shouldn't be here. These are complaints that could come up. These are examples I'm trying to give so that it can help us reframe when complaints come. This is the way to go. What are the examples of non-complaints or positive reframing of the statements I just made? So for the first example I gave, uh, instead of saying, oh, the economy is so bad, nobody can feed, everything looks so down and all that, why not say, oh, the economy is really not um, um, favorable to people. But I know that there are a lot of people, even in this economy, that are navigating through, they're thriving in these times that we are in. So if only I could uh, focus, get more knowledge, if only I could work hard and work smart and leverage on my social network, then I can live a better life even in this economy. That's a positive way of framing, what was negative, right? That I mentioned before. So also the second example was, oh, this traffic is so horrible, things like that. You're stuck in a place for hours, instead of complaining, the traffic is so terrible and then there's no solution to it. Why not say, why is the traffic so horrible today? Okay, I cannot change the traffic, but I can listen to um, inspirational words. I can listen to uh, a good music. I can listen to um, my mentor. I can listen to a good, words from people that can be, you know, both that can make my day both productive and enjoyable, right? So that is like you are reframing a negative situation and you're seeing the positive out of it. Instead of wasting my time sitting down in this traffic, well, I can listen to a good song, I can elevate my spirit, I can learn something by audio, even as I'm stuck in traffic, right? So that's you're seeing a positive out of a negative situation. So you can leverage that time to make a productive and enjoyable use of your time. So that takes away um, uh, that differentiates one from another. The first person who say, "Oh, the traffic is so horrible today," is complaining. The second person acknowledges that there is a problem, that the traffic is bad. However, I can make good use of this time, right? Also, the other example I made, I said, "Oh God, why are people so unreasonable?" Perhaps you've had, a very bad experience with someone, and then uh, you conclude that people are so horrible. Why you say that? Why not say, oh, why is that person so unreasonable? Okay, let me just calm down. There are always going to be unreasonable people in this world. And being able to work with them is an important trait. It's a skill. And, you know, they are only training my character. So I need to be able to stay calm and kind regardless of how others treat me. If I do that, then I will be invisible. So you are reframing and reprogramming what goes into your subconscious, knowing that there, there are always going to be, you know, unreasonable people around. So you're telling yourself that it takes skill to navigate through life, and especially unreasonable people. And if you can do that, you are only growing. It tells you that you have gotten to a state of maturity, um, with the ability to handle unreasonable people, work with them, learn, build character from such situations. So instead of seeing the negativity in working with such persons, see it as a training ground for your growth. So you can see that you're reprogramming your mind, to become positive. Or the example I made to say, oh, I just stumbled, or I just stumbled on something. Who kept this thing here? It shouldn't be here. Instead of saying that, I say, oh, I just stumbled on this particular thing that shouldn't be here. Okay, I have no one else to blame except myself. This is reminding me that I need to be less rushed, and I need to keep a calm mind throughout the day. That is taking responsibility for what you have done, because that thing that is there ought not to be there, yes, but you owe it as a duty also to be environmentally aware, and to keep a calm mind. Because if you had kept a calm mind, of course, it would be easy to know navigate through your way. Perhaps you're distracted and all that. So you're owning it, and then you're telling yourself, "Oh, I will be more calm. I will practice more situational awareness and all that." This help not only uh, your 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 relationship with others, help your um, uh, emotional intelligence. It tells about your emotional intelligence. So what you're doing is you're actually building capacity to become more emotionally intelligent. That's what it's about. So there are things we are going to be doing um, for this month, and there are declarations, yes, that we're going to be making in the course of this month. So the first thing we're going to be doing for this month is we're going to be doing a no complaining or no blaming for each day. So every day we we wake up, before we go out, we will tell ourselves that today I am not going to complain. I'm not going to blame anyone for anything that will come up today. Uh, you tell yourself that, you remind yourself that, okay, I embrace this challenge today, that I am not going to complain, and I'm not going to blame anyone for anything that happens. Rather, I'm going to seek for solutions to any negative thing that comes up, or I'm going to look at the positivity in every negative experience that I have that comes up today. Another thing we're going to do today is that we're going to observe others complain. I mean, for this month, we're going to observe others around us and complain. The truth is that when we begin to surround ourselves with people who complain and blame others, before long, it rubs off on us. We see ourselves doing the same, because it's easier to actually blame others or to complain about a situation than think through a solution for it. So when you are um, surrounded by people who complain rather than seek for solution, it will be difficult for you to seek for solutions to issues of your life. Rather, you will see yourself complaining. Also, we're going to become aware of every or any negative thought that comes up um, in our mind on a daily basis. We're going to take um, a journaling of those thoughts that come up every day. So for each day, every negative thought that comes, we're going to write it down because, and then note it. The reason is that it will help you to see a trend of the things that play off in your mind on a daily basis for the entire days of the month. Also, the fourth thing we're going to be doing is we're going to watch out. Okay, we're going to watch out for what we say in form of complaint. How many times and how often? We're going to note it down also. Say, okay, how many times did we complain today? And how many times, how often do we complain, right? This will help to help us check if we're making progress, in this challenge that we are doing. Also, we're going to turn any negative experience during the day into positive. We're going to look at the positive side for every experience that we get each day. Because for everything that happens, if you look deeply, there's something good to learn from it. So instead of focusing on the negativity, we would rather focus on the positive side to the experience that we have for each day. So for the negative experience, we look at it, oh, this is there, but this is what I think I have learned from this experience or from this situation, and this is what I choose to focus on. And the sixth thing we're going to be doing for this month is that we're going to use only positive words each day. So we're going to consciously use positive words. So when a negative word plays in our head, we're going to rewire it and pick out a positive replacement for it. All right. So we're going to tell ourselves positive words each day of this month and even beyond. Then lastly, we're going to express gratitude for all the blessings that we have, in our lives. Truth is that when we begin to focus on the things that are not working, it will be difficult to be grateful. And when we have life, I think that is about the greatest gift that we can get. If you are alive, then you should be thankful for it. So if we go the way of gratitude for the little things that we get, that we're alive, that we're breathing, we're walking, we're doing things, then it will help us, take our focus away from the things that are not working to the things that are working. These are things that we must do consciously, so that we can get the blessing of this challenge. The challenge that will help us, it will help our life, it will help us to live right. And I said also that apart from these things that we're going to do, we're going to be making certain declarations every morning. When we wake up, before we go out, we're going to make these declarations and we're going to say it out, and then you 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 follow. The first thing we're going to tell ourselves is that when you wake up in the morning before you go out, say, today I embrace the challenge of no complaining and no blaming. I am not going to complain and I'm not going to blame anyone. That's the first declaration you're going to make. Secondly, you're going to tell yourself, say, today I choose to surround myself with people who do not blame or complain. The next declaration we're going to be making, we're going to say, today my thoughts direct my attention and my attention directs my life. Today, my thoughts direct my attention and my attention directs my life. Also, we're going to be making a declaration for this month to say, my response creates my outcome. My response creates my outcome. Also, we're going to say saying also that today I focus on what I want, not what I do not want. Today, I focus on what I want, not what I do not want. Also, we're going to make this declaration to say, today, I am optimistic. I believe everything happens for a reason, and that reason is there to serve me. Today, I am optimistic. I believe everything happens for a reason, and that reason is here to serve me. So, another thing we're going to be telling ourselves as a declaration this month is that what I focus on expands. So, you're going to tell yourself, say, today, what I focus on expands. If we can do this, I am seeing a very wonderful experience. I want you to take up this challenge and I want you to give me your feedback. I want to know how it went at the end of the month. I want to get your feedback. And like I keep saying, this focus for each month is not that we should just focus on it and leave it. It's something that when we focus on a particular um, thing for a month, the idea is that it becomes part of us. It becomes who we are. This will help us, recreate our life for the better. So this challenge does not end in this month. It's something that we should, do for a lifetime because it will help us create the outcome, create the life that we want for ourselves. Thank you for being here. Um, I want you to tell others, right? Especially those around you who complain. Give them this challenge. Let them join in this challenge. While you do the 7 things I mentioned for the month, give it out to them to let them see this video, let them go through this challenge so that we can all get our feedback at the end of the month and see how we can move forward our life, as the months or the year goes. Thank you for being here with me. Please do well to hit the subscribe button and also like this video. And as you do, together we will live better lives. Remember, like I keep saying, that living right is the only way worth living. Thank you and stay blessed. Do have a wonderful day. Bye.